Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely captivating concept about why chasing pure efficiency might actually be secretly destroying your business. We live in an era that is totally obsessed with speed and optimization, but we're going to unpack a brilliant framework that shows exactly why cutting costs and automating every possible process is often a massive miscalculation that can completely ruin the customer experience.
Okay, let's kick things off with a quick mental exercise. Imagine, just for a second, that you own a beautiful, prestigious luxury hotel. You decide to hire a data consultant to come in and help you trim some fat and cut costs. They take one look at your payroll, point straight to your doorman and say, hey, his only job is opening the door. An automatic sliding door costs pennies in comparison. You should fire him. Now, purely on paper, the math is completely sound. So would you do it?
If you take that advice, well, sure, you save a salary right out of the gate. Your spreadsheets look fantastic for a minute, but then, over the next 6 months, your hotel ratings absolutely plummet. The data consultant is scratching their head, and you're actively losing customers. You replaced a human opening a door with a machine that perfectly opens a door. So why did everything go so wrong?
The ratings crashed because that doorman wasn't just opening doors. He was actually performing this vital, totally invisible web of unmeasured tasks. He was seamlessly hailing taxis for stressed-out guests in the pouring rain. His mere presence was deterring thieves. He was greeting your VIP regulars by name, making them feel incredibly special. And ultimately, he was a massive signal of luxury. Now, none of those tasks were officially in his job title, but they were the actual product he was delivering.
Section 1. The Doorman Fallacy Explained. Let's look at the formal concept behind this phenomenon.
This concept, originally coined by legendary ad executive Rory Sutherland, defines the exact trap modern businesses fall into every single day. It's the dangerous mistake of stripping down a complex human role to its most obvious literal function and then blindly automating it. It's defining a human being's contribution entirely by the one measurable action they perform while totally ignoring the invisible web of value they create all around that action.
Section 2. The spreadsheet trap. So why do smart, highly educated leaders constantly make this devastating mistake? Well, the reality of modern business is that cost is incredibly easy to measure, right? If a company replaces 5 highly trained customer service agents with a brand new AI chatbot, the financial dashboard immediately shows thousands of dollars saved. In a board meeting, that looks like a massive win. The problem is, a spreadsheet only tells you what you've removed. It doesn't tell you a thing about the invisible value you just destroyed.
We so often confuse efficiency with effectiveness. Efficiency is basically just doing things right. It's all about speed, lowering costs, and operating with the least amount of wasted effort. But effectiveness? That's entirely different. Effectiveness is doing the right things to actually build value and trust. It asks, did the customer actually get their problem solved? Did they walk away from that interaction feeling valued by your brand?
It perfectly illustrates this quote. When you look at the world only through numbers, you optimize for what can be measured and completely ignore what can be felt. The crucial point here is that while modern technology is absolutely phenomenal at processing hard data and executing repetitive tasks, it is frankly terrible at processing human nuance.
Section 3. Careless tech implementation. This fallacy is definitely not just a theory.
Let's look at generative AI in creative fields as a prime example. You look at your pipeline and think, okay, a human writer takes 5 hours to craft an article. This new AI can generate an article in 5 seconds. Replacing the human seems like an absolute no-brainer for scaling your content and slashing your marketing budget, right?
Right, so you just increased your writing efficiency by an absolutely absurd 360,000%. The math is undeniable. But what about the effectiveness? The resulting text is generic, it's mathematically predictable, the unique perspective, the emotional resonance, that unexpected human wit, it's completely gone. You haven't actually scaled your content, you've just scaled your noise.
We're seeing this careless automation pop up everywhere, aren't we? AI-generated blog posts that literally nobody wants to read, automated self-checkouts that constantly throw errors at you, and endless automated phone trees. These rapid-fire examples of hyper-efficient tools definitely save companies millions in labor costs, but they do something incredibly dangerous. They carelessly shift the labor directly onto the consumer.
Think about a customer stranded at an airport at 2 a.m. trying to rebook a canceled flight. An automated phone tree cheerfully saying, "Press 1 for sales," is a psychological nightmare. It's incredibly efficient for the airline, sure, but it permanently damages brand trust for that traveler. You are actively trading your hard-earned brand loyalty for a short-term margin boost.
Section 4.
the invisible value. This brings us right to the human element. We really have to remember that human beings are not algorithms. We don't just consume raw products or pure utility, we consume experiences. And when you strip away the human touch in the name of optimization, you lose the vital psychological reassurance that customers desperately crave, especially when things go wrong.
This brings us to a fascinating concept economists call tacit knowledge. Basically, this is the unwritten, intuitive knowledge an experienced person uses to read nuance. A veteran IT support worker doesn't just blindly read off a script, they hear the subtle panic in a client's voice and adapt their tone to reassure them. A great store clerk doesn't just scan a barcode, they make a lonely shopper feel seen. When you over-automate, you destroy this tacit knowledge, which is the exact magic that turns a cold transaction into a premium, sticky experience.
So, what actually happens when you strip out that magic? Well, removing your human doorman might remove friction and lower your costs, but it quickly reduces your business to a basic transactional commodity. And the brutal truth about commodities is that they are so easily replaced by competitors who figure out how to do the exact same automated task just a penny cheaper.
Section 5, Amplifying Human Connection. Let's pull all of this together so you know exactly what to take away.
So the next time a flashy new piece of tech or a trendy software promises to make your work 10 times faster, you really need to look past the spreadsheet. Ultimately, technology should be an amplifier of human capability, not a replacement for human connection.
Because prioritizing only what can be measured will absolutely destroy the exact value that keeps your customers coming back in the first place. If you build a system that is 100% efficient but 0% effective at making your customer actually feel valued, you won't be in business for very long.
So, before you optimize your next process, before you lay off a team or install that shiny new AI tool, ask yourself this one lingering question. What invisible value are we throwing away? Carefully consider what irreplaceable human magic you might be sacrificing in the name of speed.